Hello, CS family. Welcome back to my channel, Chantel Stuff. It's your girl, Chantel here, your hostess with the mostest, back with another video. If you're new to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Also hit that notification bell so you're notified every time I drop a video. Hop into the comments, let a sister know what's on your mind, and share this video with anyone and everyone. Hopefully everybody is having an awesome day on today. Wanted to hop on and talk a little bit about how to know your role in a marriage. Sounds all kinds of simple, all kinds of super traditional. As soon as you ask the question and jump out the gate, you just instantly think tradition, right? And that's how, kind of like how I grew up. I have a Southern family, you know, everybody like migrated from the South and all of that kind of stuff, or have their roots, my family does, in the South. So when I was growing up, I saw a lot of, you know, the women doing regular traditional women roles, doing the cooking, the cleaning, caring for the children, doing the shopping, the laundry, all those kind of things, decorating the house and planting the flowers and all that kind of stuff. Saw the men taking care of the yard work and the trash and the maintenance and, you know, all of that kind of a deal, going to the job. Now, of course, when I was growing up, it was a little bit less traditional with my parents because my mother also worked. So by that time, it was usually what you were seeing in the majority of the households. You know, both spouses would work, both parents worked. So that's kind of how I saw it growing up. So you know, I kind of fell into some of the same things when my husband and I, you know, were married and we got together. We've been married now. August the 28th will be 18 years. We've been together 19 years. And my parents were married. So I come from a household of, you know, married parents, and we were married. So I fell in some of the same things, but now I do enjoy some of those things. So like cooking, I love cooking for my family. I just do. It's just a fulfillment that I get. And I just feel so good when they like the food and they enjoy themselves and we're all sitting around at the table eating and talking and all of that stuff, having a good time, all of that. Now I do that because that's something that I'm good at and something that I like, right? So the way that me and my husband know what our roles are in our marriage is what we do is, if it's our strength, that's our role, right? If it is not and we're weak there, the other one stands in the gap for that one, right? So my husband, he does the laundry, for instance. Now, I could do the laundry and I could make it smell really good and all that kind of stuff. Well, but I wasn't always very motivated to do the laundry. And a sister, you know, wouldn't do the laundry until we just about out of stuff, right? Somebody get a long t-shirt, socks, and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I gotta do laundry because I'm running around doing all this other stuff that I really like to do. And I'm not even like really even thinking about the laundry. Not even like dreading it or nothing like that. Just not even thinking about doing it. I'm just like prefer to do other things. And my husband, I already know he saw that, right? But he took the opportunity when we moved to another house to start doing the laundry. And he told me, because I have back issues, a lot of things that I used to love to do I can't do, but he didn't want me carrying the baskets up and down the stairs and have my back going out. So he was just like, well, I'm going to do the laundry. So him standing in the gap for me, that's how he, you know, went into that role. That's how he knew that was the role for him. Now, as far as building things in the house, like building furniture, like TV stands, beds, shelves, and, you know, entertainment systems, and centers, and all that kind of stuff. Well, I love to build things. Love it. It's almost like a huge puzzle for me. I love doing that. So I do the building. I love getting out the user guide, and I love to read it from the front to the back. I like to count all of my little pieces. I like to line it all up, and I like to put them all together. I don't know. I just love. I'm like in my own little world for some reason. Like I love it. I used to love like Legos. I still like to play with like Legos and stuff like that too. But anyway. Anyway, I like building things. So that's how I knew that I fit into that role. That's how I assumed that role. My family even calls me out to build things because of my back situation and everything. I can't do as much as I used to do, and I really love doing that. I mean, but that's how I knew I fit into that role, right? That's where my strength was. And my husband, he does like all of the yard work and everything. Now, when I say he has that yard looking right, go ahead, baby, you be hooking it up. So that's his strength. So that's what he does. Now he allows me, because he does that and he wants to do that. That's his. So I'm not trying to interfere with, you know, his role. He want to be out there doing that. Go ahead, deuces, do it. Me, I like the flowers, right? So I get his input on what he thinks about them and, what something he might want out there or whatever. But I get to do the flowers. So, and that's one of my favorite things out there. So I'm doing all of the flowers and I'm doing all that kind of stuff. I really enjoy doing that. Of course, you all know that I'm a loan officer and a financial counselor. So that is one of my strengths. So he allows me to do the finances and the budgeting and all of that. Now, I do go over everything with him. My husband knows exactly what's going on, knows what's happening with the finances, knows how to do, these things. And he knows what's up. But because that's one of my strengths, that's what I do in the household. We found that just because it's tradition and all of this kind of stuff, who sets these standards anyway? We set a foolish standard and then we try to meet it and it don't work and then we want to argue because it's not working. Well, we don't do that because we don't like to argue and we don't. And we don't argue. We just go ahead and table a thing if we can't, come to an agreement on it. However, but just to prevent all of that and just figuring this thing out, we go into the roles that we're strongest at. I recommend that for anybody. That's how you know how you know your role in a marriage. That's how you know whatever your strength is. That's what that's the role that you assume. Don't just feel like because my mom did it, you know what I'm saying, that's what I do. Or my dad did it, that's what I do. I see my grandpa do it, my pop, or whoever you call them, or whatever. I saw them do it, and that's what they did. They did for years. Their parents did it. They don't even know why they were doing some of the things. Like, why did they do it, right? Why did they do it? I don't know. I don't know why they did it. I'm just doing it because they did. Well, that don't make sense. Because if it doesn't fit you and your marriage, then it's not good and healthy for you, right? So that could be something that could potentially drive a wedge between you two and have you two at odds. So I say this, I recommend this. I'm not like my goddaughter. I love when she says this, but she's like, I'm not the smartest cookie in the pack. Not saying that, not trying to be that, right? Not trying to be the smartest person in the room, just giving you some advice on what works for us. And we've been doing it for years and it keeps us, at peace. We enjoy ourselves. We enjoy our roles, right? So, also like with the cleaning and stuff like that, it was it's so traditional. The women just do this. Is this what the women do? And that we're doing it because my big mama did it. Well, guess what? I do the cleaning because I like to do that. But guess what? My husband does stand in the freaking gap, right? So if I'm falling behind or it looks like I'm struggling with something, I don't even have to say anything to this guy. Thank you, Lord. I appreciate my husband just saying. if I'm falling through the cracks on some of this stuff because he sees that I'm running around doing all these other things, maybe I didn't sweep or I didn't get to whatever it was. Boom, I walk in the house, he's done it. That's what I'm talking about, right? You assume whatever role you need to assume to make that marriage work, right? To make it work in that marriage. That's how you figure it out. Whatever your strength is, that is it. It is so simple. It's so simple, it just make you feel kind of crazy. Like, why didn't I ever think about that? I'm trying to force myself into some of these roles just because, it's tradition and I've seen it done so many years and then, I've heard it done and I look in the history and the women in my family always did this and the men in my family always did that. So that's what I'm doing and that's how it's going to work in this marriage. And if you don't like it, well, guess what? Somebody might give you your walking papers, if you feel like that. So, I know I'm just being a little silly and it's all funny, but I thank God I can laugh at it because, I'd rather laugh than cry about it. But that is the way that we know our roles in our marriage. And I just, recommend that somebody, if you're having those issues and you're finding it hard to figure out what that role is, just think about it like that. Maybe it's about just changing your perspective, just looking at it a different way. Like, it doesn't have to always work the way that you saw it work or that, somebody told you it should work or that traditional way that we thinking that we grow up with that it should work, right? So just assume that role where you have strength and it's going to, be a blessing for you and your marriage. So hopefully this video helped somebody out today. Hopefully this video made somebody feel better and lifted somebody up. Hopefully you all have a phenomenal day and I will see you all in the next video. Deuces.